South Africa, 1994. In the dense streets of Johannesburg, fear began to creep in, a fear that would grip the city in a terror never seen before. Women were disappearing, one after another, their bodies discovered in desolate fields. And all of them had one haunting connection. They had fallen victim to a man now known as the ABC killer. His real name was Moses Sithole, and over a single year, he claimed the lives of at least 38 women. But his killings followed a strange, cold logic. The names of his victims followed the alphabet, A, B, C. This wasn't random, it was a twisted signature, a chilling reminder of his methodical evil. But Moses Sithole wasn't just any killer. His charm and soft-spoken nature concealed a darkness that ran deep. Born in 1964 in the small town of Vosloorus, Sithole grew up in poverty, losing his mother at a young age and enduring abuse at an orphanage. But as he grew older, something within him changed. A disturbing side began to emerge, one that South Africa would come to fear. Sithole was strategic. He preyed on women with a glimmer of hope for a better life. He posed as a successful businessman and community organizer, offering jobs to young women desperate for work. He promised them a future, but delivered only horror. One by one, they followed him to isolated fields on the outskirts of Johannesburg and Pretoria. But once they were alone, the truth became clear. Sithole's warm smile twisted into something dark as he revealed his true intentions. His brutality was unimaginable. Sithole bound his victims with their own clothes, strangling them with terrifying precision. He left their bodies scattered in abandoned fields, concealed just out of sight, hidden until discovered by horrified locals and authorities. As the murders continued, police found themselves tangled in a web of horror. They noticed a strange, systematic pattern, the alphabetical order of his victims' names. South Africa's fear grew. This wasn't a random killer, this was a predator who meticulously chose his victims and left no clue behind, taunting the city as his body count grew. Meanwhile, Sithole walked freely among them, blending in with the same crowds he terrorized. Families were devastated, communities were gripped by a chilling realization that they were dealing with a serial killer of nightmarish skill. But in October of 1995, police finally had a lead. A tip had come in revealing Sithole's next move. A sting operation was set in motion, and after a tense pursuit, police cornered him. As he tried to escape, shots rang out. He was injured and taken into custody, ending his reign of terror. In 1997, Sithole stood trial for the murder of 38 women and the assault of countless others. The court sentenced him to over 2,400 years in prison, never to walk free again. But his actions left deep scars that time could not erase. The horror Moses Sithole unleashed will never be forgotten. His evil changed the lives of his victims, their families, and an entire city haunted by the thought that a friendly face could conceal such unimaginable darkness. The story of the ABC killer reminds us that true horror often hides in plain sight, and the scars of his crimes live on in the memories of those who were left behind.